pray for forgiveness can I cuss y'all? Every fucking day of our life. Mm-hmm. But we are the most judgmental people on this planet.
Right.
So, bro, like, I really, really wanted to know just how you doing.
I think the thing is, a lot of time what happens is that we ask for forgiveness, but we're the least forgiving. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest issue right there.
And we don't forgive ourselves.
No. We and sometimes we end up putting ourselves in jail for perpetuity, even though at the smallest mistakes, realizing that at the end of the day we're human.
As men, bro, like regardless, it ain't my place, bro. But I wanted to do a check on you.
Good.
Because most people don't. Right. And most people really don't care, bro.
Right. Bro, I'm doing good.
Honestly.
No, you know what?
Are we the most judgmental people?
Absolutely, black people are.
You think so?
Absolutely. It's not even close. And big up to David Banner for Men's Mental Health Month for checking in on Shannon Sharpe. Because I think we had that question like a couple weeks ago. Like, damn, what is going on, with them?
With Shannon?
Yeah. But I definitely think we're way too judgmental. And when I say judgmental, I'm not talking about, observing something and making a comment. I think that's fair. We just don't know when to stop, right? We want people punished. Like, I want to see you punished for what you did. And it's like, yo, like, chill. Like, let life take its course.
Yeah, well, see, I think we do this to black people. Black people only do this part. We make assumptions like every other group of people ain't doing the same thing. We just loud with it. So when I say, we love to say, oh, this community don't do this. And I'm not talking about judgmental. I'm just talking about, like, we be like, oh, Spanish women treat their man like this. Or Spanish men treat their women like this. And then we say, oh, white people don't do X, Y, Z. And then we don't have no insight in their community. And so we just assume what they do. And then you start talking and they like, nope. Actually, Spanish men are very sexist. And, actually the women, they don't date with it. It's all that type of stuff, right? I think actually, to be fair, I think we too forgiving. So I don't agree with Shannon's part of that. Like, literally, and I'll give you an example. I'm watching, they doing, sounds crazy, but they doing the 10-year, it's the 10th anniversary of the Charleston church shooting, right? Mm-hmm. And they up there, and I remember when that happened. And I remember as soon as that shooting happened, the next day, that Sunday after it happened, they was up there talking about we forgive Dylan or, whatever, and they're going in. And it's like,
oh, no. I didn't mean that black people are not judgmental of others. I'm talking about black people with black people.
Oh, no. I understand what
when it comes to white people, no, black people be like, we don't know where to, like, no, that's a part of it. But when it comes to, when it's black on black, like, no, it's like, yo, I need to see the end.
No, I get that. No, I'm talking about when Shannon said, oh, we're the least forgiving. No, actually, we're not. I do not agree with that part at all. I think we're the most forgiving when it comes down. Because when shit happens to us, then it's like, I understand. It's okay. I will be strong. I will go through it. Now, when it's black on black, do I look at it and say, all right, are we so judgmental we want to see? I think that's everybody, dog. Like, I think everybody is like, we want to see, if I feel like you're farther than what you should be, if I feel like you are where I could be, if you trip and fall, I want you to fall on the floor.
Yeah, but
I think every community is like that.
But every community is like, yo, once it's happened, it's over, right? Like, I don't hear anybody saying, hey, let's take every Harvey Weinstein movie out of the theaters, off of Netflix, off of streaming services, right? Anything that he has a part of, right? It's like, yo, he did what he did, he was punished, right? But, we're going to talk about it later, right? But, it's like, yo, every R. Kelly song, we can't play R. Kelly, right? And it's like, yo, these are the same guys, same punishment, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have one community that can't get enough of talking about it. And then we have another community that's like, yeah, we're going to pretend that didn't even happen. We're going to Dana White it. And so that's what I'm saying when it comes to the black community. Well, it's a constant, it's not even until the next thing happens. We're going to keep piling on and keep adding on until that demographic ages out and then somebody else takes the place to have their back kicked in. Like, we don't know how to just see someone get punished and then just be like, all right, well, let's move on to the next thing. It's like, no, let's keep going. Let's keep kicking their back in.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, all right, we got to stop listening to, it's one particular part of the community that's the loudest on the internet. And because they are so loud, And because it's like, because that's happening, first of all, and what I mean is, first of all, the loudest people on the internet is women, particularly black women.
Yeah.
That's just, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. They own that space. They own it. If you want to, they killed Kevin Samuels. Like, let's just get, I don't, but mind you, as this is a person who never listened to Kevin Samuels on the internet, but they got him up out of there. So when they do get fed up, and so yeah, they don't pay attention to Harvey Weinstein. They don't know. They don't care. They don't
care. They 100% know.
No, they don't. I don't believe they do, because if I go and ask, if you ask me right now, name one Harvey Weinstein movie, I would tell you I don't know. And I know he's created a bunch of movies. Yeah. I don't know him. I don't. You ask me to name 5 R. Kelly albums, I will name them. And because again, I know him.
But again, that's proximity, right? What I'm saying is I am in political spaces that are dominated by whites. Yeah. And I can tell you what they talk about and what they don't talk about, right? It's a reason why I use the term to Dana White it, right? Because that is a clear, that's a clear example of when they don't want to talk about something, they just don't talk about it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that capacity to Dana White anything, right or wrong, right? We just don't have that ability. We have so much lack. It's such a scarcity mindset that the only thing we could do is kick people back in. And we like to call it hating, but the only thing hating is jealousy and envy. That's all hating is. Hating is not, I'm being critical because I want you to be better, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so we go there. If you go in those white political spaces, you say, yo, how do you feel about R. Kelly? They're not going to care.
No, they're not going to care, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, to Shannon's point, we are the least forgiving, right? I don't even think, to your point, I don't think that they're forgiving or unforgiving. I just think that they move and they just don't care, right? Like, once a perceived justice has been done, right? Especially if it doesn't elevate any minority above them, to them it's gone, it's over. But for us, I think it's almost just crab in a barrel mentality where someone has to be over the other person, and instead of me being better and getting ahead of the other person, it's like, well, I need to step on the other person's back. And even though that doesn't elevate me high enough, it elevates me higher than you.
So let's go. We skip ahead. We can skip ahead and we can come back. Why is the R. Kelly apology? So for those who don't know, a company, they had a party.
A promotion company here in Charlotte.
That was in Charlotte?
Yeah, it's in Charlotte. Yeah, they're in Charlotte.
Look, I don't be on, let me tell y'all something. I don't be on the internet. I be on Twitter. And if it ain't Joe Budden, these hoes, I love hoes, by the way. We're going to talk about hoes.
Yeah.
But I love hoes. And if it ain't the hoes, Joe Budden, or sports, I ain't paying attention. So all right, they had a party.
Yeah, they're in Charlotte. They're a promotions company. They're brand new. They're the fastest growing one right now in Charlotte.
And so what happened is they had an event. Somebody requested R. Kelly. They played it, and then they issued a statement. I hate when y'all do statements on Instagram. Put that shit on Facebook so we can read it. And so they had a promotion, and honestly, I understand it. You can't play R. Kelly at parties no more, bro. It is what it is.
But again, that is going to Shannon's part, and this is my point, right? Y'all know that I tell y'all all the time. I'm a free speech absolutist, right? Mm-hmm. But they had a statement. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paragraphs.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm just gonna read, in the middle, right?
Cool.
After the conversation, we realized that we shared the feedback that impacted the individual who came forward. So evidently, it was just one person that was really, really upset with it.
Yeah.
Right? That was never our intent, and we deeply regret how it was handled. To be clear, we do not support R. Kelly or anyone, regardless of gender, who causes harm or take advantage of others, right? That is a fair statement, and that should have been said to the person that was there. But if we're going to get into the habit of we're not going to play any problematic musicians, that I don't know if you got any music left on the radio at this point.
Nah, you don't. But here's my issue: you can't play R. Kelly. You can't. I'm sorry. I say this: the only time I ever hear R. Kelly out is these older people at weddings. It's always the older couples who have weddings, and their number one thing is and I'm telling you this: they make announcements. We are playing R. Kelly today. They do. Every DJ, hey, the couple has said R. Kelly will be played. So for me, I don't expect to hear R. Kelly out, but people have made it known that, hey, we're not going to play R. Kelly. The man literally made love songs for kids. Like you're not getting that shit off. And it's a weird thing. And here's the other thing. As a DJ, you don't have to have R. Kelly in your bag, your two bag.
No, you don't. You don't.
But even though somebody's requesting it, as a DJ, you have to be smart enough to say, yo, is the juice worth the squeeze? And most of the time, it is not.
Yeah, but my point is, right, look, I'm not talking about play Sex Me by R. Kelly, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if Ignition pops on,
It don't pop on, though. You put it on.
That's what I'm saying. If you transition into Ignition, right, this is not, you're not per se playing R. Kelly for the sake of R. Kelly, right? You're actually playing a transition to keep the party going.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
But again, if you're not playing problematic artists, you are getting rid of a ton of music.
I understand, but we looking at it from the standpoint of the community. The world has said, yo, this man, it's a reason why we're not playing his music.
I'm not mad at anybody who don't play R. Kelly music. I probably not playing R. Kelly music at my next wedding, right? But what I am saying, if it comes on, it's not apology worthy. It's not. Like there's no other artist that it comes on. You're like, man, I can't believe y'all played Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe y'all played, Teddy Pendergrass. Like, there's no other artist where it's like, oh my God, I'm so offended, right? I can't believe you played Morgan Wallen, right?
Yeah.
He used the word nigger, right? There's no artist where you just like,
Because they wasn't raping children, though. That is the big if here. That is the big thing here.
but again, right? If you go through rock bands from the 80s.
We don't play rock band.
I'm just saying because we just talked about Shannon saying the unproblematic.
I don't care about white spaces because I'm not in white spaces.
Yeah,
I don't go to white spaces. So I don't care.
I spend time in white spaces. All right.
And that sucks because when they play Elvis, people do. When I've been at parties and they have Elvis impersonators and people go, cringy.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's cringe. I'm saying if a song comes on, you're not responsible for the DJ and run up there and be like, "Oh my God, don't play the R." Like that is stupid. That is stupid.
I don't think so. And the only reason why I think so is because DJs, y'all have to know. First of all, I wouldn't. When I got married, the DJ sat us down. He said, "Give us a list of artists you do not want to play." I gotta ask Corinne because we put 2 people down that we said we don't want to play, and I can't remember.
And again, this is not a defense of R. Kelly. Don't even clip it like that. This is a defense of them not having to make an apology because the DJ played R. Kelly at their event.
No. And I've done, and I'm only speaking. It's 2 things here that I want to make clear. This ain't a wedding. When weddings, it's really up to the 2 people who get married, who gets played and don't. So when I hear R. Kelly at weddings, I don't ever feel away because I'm like, first of all, it's your wedding.
Yeah.
Nobody don't give a damn. Now, this was not a wedding, so it is not a weird thing, right?
It's just a party.
It's
it sounds like somebody was offended.
Yeah, well, somebody requested R. Kelly. That's the other big part of this. Somebody requested R. Kelly. The DJ decided to play it. Now, the party promoters, I bet you from here on out, they're going to tell every DJ to come in, no R. Kelly. Because what happens is, if somebody who is offended, who's like, hey, I don't know what they're a victim of. I don't know what their feelings on it. I don't know their proximity to, maybe this girl's from Chicago and she has something that, so it might be like, yo, why did you as a DJ, you got to look at yourself and say, why did I feel comfortable in playing it? All right, somebody requested. Sometimes you got to tell them like, nah, sis, I ain't finna do it. That DJ ain't finna play. Next time somebody asks that DJ to play R. Kelly, he's not getting played. And so why I do look at it is, we are in a space where once the community say, hey, we don't F with this person, and that's exactly what happened, then that person is canceled. Like, he's the only person I've seen is canceled. Now, I will say this on the flip side, if you do play R. Kelly music, all the money now allegedly go back to his victims. Allegedly. Use that for what it's worth.
Yeah, again, I don't think a promotion company or a DJ should apologize. That's all, right? You could be offended, you could not like it, you can leave. Those are places that you could be, right? Mm-hmm. When you feel like you got to make a 8-paragraph public apology, I'm saying you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You could apologize to the person. And then you can go to the DJ and say, hey, no more R. Kelly today. Somebody's here that feels that they're a victim of his music. Mm-hmm. And then you move on from it. But you don't have to make a public apology. Like, because again, when it's the flip side, when it's a mistake and somebody offends you, nobody's making a public apology. That's all I'm saying. I saw them make the public apology. And I was just like, what are y'all apologizing for?
Probably because they probably, look, the wrong person get pissed off. they can make sure your parties don't happen no more.
Well, I mean, true indeed.
So I don't know who. Let me put, when you posted it in a group chat, I ignored it because I'm like, this is OD. It's nothing to like, because it's too much.
Yeah.
But it, maybe they thought I'm just shooting them some bail. Maybe that person came up was like, all right, yo, this person's over a marketing agency. They run. Look, we saw what Spectacular allegedly did to Pleasure P when he left the group. That nigga created a marketing agency, and Pleasure P career was never the same. Allegedly.
Yeah, true.
Which is tough.
True.
Can you imagine that? You break up with somebody, then, you lead a group, go start a solo career. Your homeboy starts a marketing agency, which we do know that Spectacular does have a digital marketing agency. And then allegedly, well, it ain't allegedly, Spectacular say he had nothing to do with it. But right when you take the career, it comes out that you are messing with minors. And that was splattered all over the internet just for the girl who was about. She said it never happened. That's a tough world to be in. And so you got to be careful who you're messing with. You piss off the wrong person, stuff can go left.